Hey everybody, Jordan Orell here. Today in my daily video about circumcision, I want to take a minute and really just encourage everyone who is watching this video and who cares about the topic of infant circumcision and sees why it's wrong and why it's something that we really need to do something about, however difficult that may be. Today I want you to just pick someone you know, someone who maybe doesn't know a whole lot about this issue, maybe just someone who's easy, someone who might be open to it, who doesn't have a lot of stock either way, if that's possible, or just someone who you care about and who you have a really good connection with, who you know will listen to you. And tell them about your experience of this issue. Tell them a little bit about your own story of finding out about it, of how it's been painful for you and difficult for you. Just say, it's really hard for me to talk to you about this. I'm feeling nervous, and I want you to just hear me out, and it's really important to me. So it's important that you just try to listen and understand, because I'm really afraid, you'll react poorly to it. Just be honest with them if you're worried about that, and usually that will help endear them a little bit and make them, if they really care about you, they're going to want to listen and be there for you as something that is important to you. And then just tell them why you see it as bad. Be patient with them, and they probably won't get it at first. If you can introduce it something like that, how I just explained, then it will help them understand that it is serious, and hopefully mitigate at least a little bit of their knee-jerk responses. But let these things come up and just respond to them honestly. If they say, well, isn't it cleaner, just take a minute to explain, well, no, not really. I mean, female genital mutilation also is claimed to make the vagina cleaner, but that's not a really good reason to cut off part of someone's body without their permission. Just explain to them whenever they have some kind of objection why it's still harmful, and why it's really upsetting to you that that's done to you or to people you love, and how it's really affected you. And you can get into the details of the foreskin anatomy and all the nerve endings in it and its functions and whatever, but try to really come at it, and since this is someone you have a connection with, tell them your story and your connection with this issue, so that they'll understand why it's important to you and why you want them to know, because you want not any babies to be hurt in the future, and you want to really change things around it, but people just don't know about it. And another way you can do this is just post something on Facebook. Just post the elephant in the hospital video and say, please, everyone I know, please watch this video. It's really, really important. You can go into a little bit of why it's important if you want, but just say, I really want everyone to watch this video. Maybe even tag a few of the people who you really want to watch it. And it may be especially useful to pick people who are very outspoken people, who, if they find out the truth about it, who will be outspoken to others, or people who will probably be very open to it. Generally people who are into animal rights, or kind of social justice, or people who are also, interestingly enough, anti-abortion, are oftenly open to it. People who are anti-vaccine are often open to it. And think about who else might be, just based on their personality, who might be open to it, and share with those people, because they may be very receptive to the message once they hear it, but they may have just never heard it and not really get it, and even do it to their children if they don't get that information. What's really, really important about this is to remember that the main idea here is, it may be difficult for you, it may be make you anxious and maybe like not a fun thing for you to do. You may not want to talk about this. You may not want to post about it. Be worried about what it says about you or how people will react. But you know, with my experience with this, the worst reactions you get tend to not actually be really that bad. A lot of people just ignore it or push it aside or you know, try to change the subject. Generally not if it's someone you're close to and you bring it up in that way, but you know, or get a little bit defensive or upset, but none of those reactions are remotely as bad as children having parts of their genitals cut off. And with every single time you do this and talk to one person, and please do just talk to one person today or make one post on Facebook, and every time you do that, you could be changing a child's life forever, and then that child's child probably as well, and you know, on down the generations. And ultimately, once we've solved this issue once and for all, it will be every child forever. Hopefully, you know, this will be established as something that's just universally accepted by, you know, first the United States, although we tend to be trendsetters here, and so hopefully some other countries will follow and see this as essential. I mean, other countries are already starting to pick it up, like Iceland and was it Denmark or something. So I think we can clearly see that the tide is turning towards giving more rights to people, not taking those away. And it's up to all of us, though, to spread these ideas. You know, that's how real social change happens, is by ordinary people getting involved and people who care about it overcoming their fear, facing that fear, you know, be willing to feel that fear totally, and just be with it and realize that it's not the end of the world. It's just a physical feeling in your body. You can feel that fear and do it anyway. Your heart may be pounding a little bit. You can just relax and take a few breaths and remember why you're doing it. Remember why it's so important. And if nothing else, you know, if enough people know about this issue and enough people really start to get it, especially the sexual damage of it, then we're going to be a lot closer to actually having a solution and regenerating the foreskins for men who want that back. And the only way that's going to happen is if a lot of people know about this, and the more people know about it, you know, eventually there's going to be one billionaire who says, oh wait, I want my foreskin back, and single-handedly funds Foragin, or, you know, 1 million people who want it back, who just give $1 each, whatever. You know, the fact is, it's just a numbers game. It's just enough people knowing that either they all contribute something, or that the right person contributes something. But it's not going to happen until we can spread the word about this to that tipping point, and we're not there yet. But we're getting closer every day, and it's thanks to people like you who really take the initiative and take matters into your own hands. That's the only way that we're going to make this thing happen for real. So thank you for watching, guys. Go out and really do it, please. Otherwise the video is completely worthless. Don't waste your time watching these if you're not going to actually do something about this issue. So thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.